All right. I think we're running now. Google seems to be making this more difficult rather than as easy as I would like it to be. But I believe we are now, in fact, streaming. Okay. And I'm clearly pushing the limits of the system because things are jumping all over the place. At least for me visually. I don't know how they are working for you. A couple of things that we're just doing here is we're going to do a quick flight with Active Sky XP, which I'm running at the moment. We're also in with the latest version of the, let me make sure this is working. It seems to be good. I'm listed. We are also running with the latest version of the Albert Whitted Gateway scenery that I've been working on. It's ready for submission as soon as 11.3 goes live. So I'm optimistic about that being accepted. We're also going to fly over to KTPA, where I've been working on a gateway airport forever, to get a sense of how it's starting to shape up. And we're also going to be running World Traffic 3, which I need to get configured. I think that's my cell phone causing that popping. Apologize for that. Take that out of my pocket. I'm going to quickly get World Traffic up and running. Let's say I'm going to TPA. And we will have it generate flights for us. If you don't use World Traffic, and in fact, let me switch this over to the desktop really quickly so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I've got it set here to take KTPA from St. Pete. These are the general default settings I run with. We'll click Create Flights. And now it will work hard for a little bit. Hopefully not so hard that it crashes. Usually it doesn't have a problem with crashing. You can't quite see the text here, but it says it's generating the flights, and I already have ground routes defined for St. Pete and for Tampa. So it shouldn't have to waste time on that. It's resyncing the flights now. And then where flights and ground routes don't match up, it'll delete some of the overage, which it'll do here in a second. I'm very pleased with World Traffic 3. I think it works great. And it really does not cost me many frames, if any at all. And there we see that it's deleted 893 random GA flights. That's fine. But now, if we look at the World Traffic Radar, and I zoom out, we can see we have lots of traffic flying around, including traffic to and from Tampa, which is where we're going. And this is synced to real-world flight schedules, which is nice. Okay, so we've got some traffic in the air. That's good. Now we'll just take our little flight. Here we are in our sectional. We will get things up and running. Fuel pump for a few seconds, beacon on. Mixture in. Throttle, 1/4 inch. Fuel pump off. Feet on the brakes. Fires right up for us there, which is good. Get our avionics up and running. I see that chat running. Oh, I haven't switched back to the... Hello. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't switch back to the riff. I forgot that I had switched over. There we go. I'm not seeing the chat be live here, though, for some reason. Not quite sure why. Let me see if I can get it up and running. Events. Oh, I probably have to open up for this specific event. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I'm new to this stuff. That I had switched over. There we go. Let me see if I can pop out chat. Oh, I probably have to open up for this. I feel like I'm going back in time. Okay. Pop out chat. Ah, finally. Now we've got a chat window running here. Okay, so I'm going to quickly open up Avatab and get this window running again here. Sorry for the trouble. It's been a while since I've done this, and I'm a little... It's not Avatab, it's Move VR. I'm a little rusty. I'm kind of rusty in the virtual airplane. I'm doing pretty good in the real airplane right now, but I'm a little rusty in the virtual airplane. Move VR, manage windows. There we go. YouTube, that one. Google Chrome, best quality, support mastering. Please be the right thing. Ah, finally. Hey, I can see you guys. Hi, everybody. Active Sky or XEnviro. I love how XEnviro works, but it doesn't work in VR. Sorry, Jet. Sorry about the window change. Greetings, great. Hadoken. Great to see you. Oh yeah, I make all kinds of mistakes, that's for sure. Sim Captain Mike, good to see you. Hello from Canada. So, alright, so world traffic running. This is the new Active Sky. I flew into Tampa in the real world today at about 1:30 in the afternoon. We have actually, we're using historical weather here, so we'll see how much it looks like what I experienced. So far, so good. Our frames are suffering at the moment. I'm not quite sure why, other than just the large number of things that I'm probably running simultaneously. So we'll see how things hold up. I was getting decent frames before. This is a high pilot hound. This is a Rift. And yeah, if I do the super sampling, I can read it fine. Like I can read that that's 123.575 on COM 1 there without any problem. All right, well, speaking of which, 118.875 is the ATIS for WITted. Just pick it up real fast.
Albert Whitted information November 1800.
I can't read that though.
Wind 040.
There I can.
Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 2000 broken, 4000 overcast. Temperature 19.
That's the weather we had.
0.15. Altimeter 3009.
Trying to remember the wind.
Runway 36. Departing runway.
My
36.
pleasure.
Advise on initial contact. You have November.
Navites. The only thing in world traffic that I don't like right now is that for some reason the props don't spin on the other airplanes.
Wind 040 F10. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 2000 broken, 4000 overcast. Temperature 19. Dew point 1.
Great, Mike. I'm glad.
Altimeter 3009.
Yeah.
Arriving runway 36. Departing
So this latest version, and I'm definitely laggy here.
You have November.
We've put in some vehicle movements. So we've got fuel trucks driving around, including that one there. We've got some crew cars driving around. I've actually put in wind information for departure and takeoff routing. So the AI should work correctly. It's pretty much done. I did the taxi signs, as you can see there. The helipads, and I took out almost all of the aircraft I had placed manually and put in ramp starts, which is how we're supposed to be doing it now. So different aircraft spawn in different places almost every time you load it up. And I'm quite happy with how Albert Whitted is looking right now. I think it's going to be a great addition. To the Gateway. Like, there's a fuel truck moving around right there. Hopefully he makes way for us. That's a fancy looking twin. Where you gonna go, dude? You're gonna get out of the way. Good. Perfect. One of the things that I think is cool, I'll show it to you really quickly, is down here I made some covered parking. I actually don't have a lot of time, so I gotta be efficient here. But down here where this fuel truck is, oh, we'll see where he goes. We'll just act like we didn't hit him. But I was able to make this covered parking down here, which I think looks pretty slick. Somebody's spinning up out there. Ah, 1.3 is working really well for me. I don't have any problems. There's another fuel truck driving around. These clouds are killing my frames. I think my scenery is killing my frames. I've got quite a few objects here when it comes to the trees in particular and the buildings I've placed around St. Pete. Alright, back to the Charlie taxiway. And we'll take off on 3-6 and just make a right turn and fly to Tampa. And then we can see how Tampa's looking. That's looking good. Yep. So I'm excited to get this to the Gateway. I think it's going to look nice. There's our compass rose over there. There's our airport lettering. Am I going to do PIE? I think there's already... Whoa! Look out. Don't look at the chat and drive at the same time. World traffic at 100%. Where would you suggest it goes, Cubs? Because I never really lose a lot of frames to world traffic, actually. I've run it 100%, I've run it less, and it hasn't really cost me very much. I've got the water treatment plant over here, rendered pretty well. I've got all the containment ponds done, buildings and parking areas and trees where they've got them. Well, here, Cubs, do you want me to... I could always knock it down. I think it's my Albert Whitted is the frame killer, but we'll find out. Looks like I have a couple of... I don't know if you can see floating over there in the sky. I have some boat piers that I obviously have 10 meters off the ground. I have to set them to 0. I think it's more the clouds that are hurting my frames than world traffic. Yeah, so Cubs, if you could recommend a level for world traffic, that'd be great. Everything's in the green. Strobes. Landing lights when we taxi on. Let's see. Yeah, I've flown with HDR for a long time. That's pretty straightforward. My frame rate right now is, well, it's 45 right now, so it's gone up. Maybe the PC was doing something that was giving me a delay. But you can see the frame rate right there. 37 at the moment. I don't use Steam. Steam is a no joy for me. Anybody coming? Don't see anybody. Alright, let's go flying. I really like the way I did this runway, actually. If I had to toot my own horn for a second. Our compass is sort of freaking out there because of the acceleration. There we go. Off we go. Rotate. What I have noticed is Active Sky does a great job with lower wind, lower level winds and turbulence. Airplane flies much better. There goes our Whitted going by down there. And you can see where I went from a different zone level on my ortho scenery there. We're 100. Make our way out. In real world, we'd fly up and request out to the beach and request the bridge transition, but we're just going to fly over to Tampa. Yeah, so the latest Bing scenery has that weird water reflection, unfortunately. I might redo it in Google imagery. KPIE. Anyway, I haven't thought about doing PIE. I mean, it took me so long to do Whitted, and it's taken me forever to do Tampa. I've been going through and replacing all the jetways with the new automated jetway tools. Not that they move, but there's, rather than placing objects, you now can draw jetways as facades. And I've been replacing all the ramp starts, and I figured out how to code ramp starts for what kind of airlines they allow. So now it's putting the right types of airlines at the right gates, which looks cool. Pretty good bumps moving around here in Active Sky. Looks good. Wasn't quite this overclassed when we flew in this morning. It was more broken, but as we get further toward Tampa, it might be like that. Can you use Pilot Edge when using VR? Absolutely. Pilot Edge works excellent in virtual reality, at least for me. MacDill Air Force Base is down there. You notice it goes white, green, white, white, green. So 2 whites and a green, that's the proper beacon for a military beacon. These are not the Active Sky clouds, these are just default clouds, but I think they look good. The airplane's moving around quite a bit. Let's see if we get it trimmed out here. That could be just the turbulence. Alright, out over the bay. We don't have traffic on the default GPS, so we have to keep our eyes open for Airbuses breaking through the clouds here. Hello, Brian. My brakes are sensitive too. I think the latest version of 1.3 is going to allow us to set the toe brakes specifically, which should mitigate that problem. That's my understanding, but I can't confirm that. Alright, so MacDill Air Force Base down there. South Tampa. My mic is distorting slightly. Thank you for the advice. I will turn it down a little bit. My mic is now a little less hot. Let me know if that's better, please. Well, I have to say, I wasn't really thinking about the fact that it was at 21 frames. It feels pretty smooth for that. The haze feels quite realistic. There's the bridge. Curious to look and see if we have any traffic coming in on World Traffic Radar. I just turned it on. Switch over to... I'm not seeing... Yeah, there's some traffic coming to Tampa. I'm working with World Traffic right now. Bunch of GA aircraft coming in, but it looks like there's some aircraft coming in as well. All right. We're getting close to these clouds. It's feeling quite realistic. The overcast is great. Earlier today I turned on active sky and I set it to real world weather and it looked just like it looked outside. At least in terms of the clouds and how they all were rendering. Arrivals here should be 01 left. So Tampa, I would say I'm done in terms of the tarmac. I'm done in terms of most of the buildings. I'm rebuilding the A-side terminal right now. I didn't like it. I'm redoing all the ramp starts. Then I'll go to vegetation, and then I need to get the main terminal done. But it looks pretty good, and it's such a big airport. It's taken a long time to get done. Downtown Tampa out there. Tampa VFR free install package makes this look very realistic. We'll do a low pass here. See if it actually has the British Air 777 at its gate. It's usually there this time of day. Distortion issue. Okay, well, if my mic is hard to hear, let me know, guys, and I'll try to adjust it. Alright, so it's not loading the new Tampa. This is the old Tampa because I redid all the FBOs. So that's incorrect. It won't have the gate starts correct for me. So this was a waste of time. But there's somebody taxiing for takeoff. So that's disappointing. I could try to reload it. I don't know why I copied it over. Bummer.